Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner Classic New Classics. This is episode number 2026 and Doubleshot number 1920. I have basically a Power Rangers trade and a mini series from our comics. First up, we have the 14th volume of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yep. This contains at the time, this was the final 5 issues of Mighty Power Rangers. Well, that wasn't they brought back just recently. Now, this is practically the end of my Power Rangers for a period of about 2 years. Yes. Now, for some reason, I guess Boom Studios was desperate to have a Power Rangers ongoing series. So instead of, start up a fresh one, take the title of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and split it in half. That's what they did for 2 years. Mostly basically, this covers issues 51 55 of Minor Power Rangers. Mostly you have Draken coming back and fighting briefly the Rangers. Him getting beaten up by Tommy, who's in White Ranger form because, he hasn't seen him in a while, so. Then we have Zed returning to bring that with his minions. And, of course, Billy brings the fact he disappeared some time ago. This is Draken. And we got stuff at school. Yeah, some school stuff here, which is quite nice. Good development here. There's stuff with, look like Tommy and Aisha. They have Draken talking to Billy. And Draken, for some reason, still has the head of Saba from his universe. Yep, still has the head around his neck. And scans him, of course, needs power. And then we have this monster up, and of course they all do Morphin time, and of course they battle the monster. Yep. And then of course Zed basically finds this thing that apparently has the green chaos crystal, and he creates 5 Dark Rangers. Which I gotta say, better looking than the ones he had at the start of season 2. Yes, these look a heck of a lot better because the suits were so cheap, and these Dark Rangers did practically nothing. They just imposed. They could be a threat, and nope, they just take off screen. Of course, they're cured. We have Rhea Pose back. Nope, not really. This is just a putty pose, yes sir. Because why not? Yep. We have some of the Mega Rangers here with their all planet. More high school stuff here. We have this teacher who I think it's supposed to be Adam who confronts her, doesn't like Ranger much. The training him capable. You have Kimberly basically talking to Draken. Of course, Draken is begging her to kill him. She almost does it, and then she just puts the ball away. He's like, not really. Yep. Most of the Mega Rangers, a plane gets destroyed, and of course they're going to help out. It's almost like basically that they needed to have these two teams. They need to have 2 separate series at this point. They need to have like separate stuff. We have more stuff here. Mostly put the last few issues let's just have for the last few issues just have Rangers. They have the Power Rangers versus the Dark Rangers. Of course, they basically reactivate the Dragon Ranger powers, which that is interesting given the fact the powers they did make a return at the time and lost them in one episode where he had Tommy fight a clone of himself. Yes, seriously, fight a clone who had the powers of the Green Ranger. And the episode also featured the final appearance that's outside of stock footage. Well, with the capture of a flashback in Legacy of Power in Dino Thunder, features the final ever on-screen appearance of the Dragon Zord. Yep. So we have the Dark Rangers fighting them. We have, of course, massive brawl, and then we have like 6 Rangers, and then eventually we have this Green Ranger shows up. Oh yeah, by the way, they have their whole Zords called the Terror Zords. We have stuff with the Imperial. Yep. And meanwhile, though, back on Earth, we have 7 Rangers. Yeah, 7 Rangers. We actually have another Green Ranger here. Now, on screen, who this Green Ranger is, they do not reveal in the final issue. Nope, you have to read Mighty Morphin to find out who the heck this is. Yeah, the Thunder Zords basically chipping in, fighting the Terror Zords. Eventually, by the end, the Dark Rangers defeated. Then we have, Grace talking to Dragon, like, oh, I'll make you an offer. And then of course, we have this Green Ranger show up, fight Zed, and he retreats, and it takes some time with it. Of course, they don't show who it is in the helmet. All I know is this Green Ranger works for Promethea now, and it says, to be continued in Mighty Morphin Volume 1. Yep. And then we have Venture Continued Mighty Morphin Power 1, which has the team from, they have the Earth Rangers, and then we have the Omega Rangers and Power Rangers. And this is like this. Basically, both series lasted for 22 issues apiece. Well, before they decided to return to its traditional numbering. For the final trade of this series, even though it just came back recently, for this one, for 55 issues, really good. Nothing wrong here. I give this trade here a 10 out of 10. Next up is Age of X-Men Apocalypse and the X-Tracts. Yes. This book is written by Tim Seeley. Yes, I believe this is the only X-Men book I can think of he's ever written. Without by Silva Espen. Now, here's a really weird thing coming to this miniseries. We actually have a Death of a Characters miniseries, and when they get out of the whole Age of X-Men universe, this death actually stuck. He was never brought back. Not at all. He's been dead now for 3 years. They killed off Evan, who was Apocalypse's clone, who appeared in the Marvel Universe since like 2012. Actually, it was more like 20... Let's see. I'll look up here. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing comes to this one. Yeah, Genesis is killed off by issue 4. Oh yeah, the guy had been around, the character around for 8 years. And then he just dies. By the end of this, by basically this issue here. They say apparent death, and he's still dead. Oh yeah, he's still dead. For some reason, it's like he's the only character never to return from this universe. No, not really. Jesus, how many? Oh yeah, there was some cats basically outside. So the whole thing is miniseries. Apocalypse is X-Tracts, just kind of like this religious movement, and of course they try to manipulate people and try to overthrow the X-Men, which apparently the X-Men are like the primary rulers of this world under the Age of X-Men, and they attempt to and they fail, and then in the miniseries, this actually was the first. This actually is one of many attempts to overthrow the marvelous X-Men, which are treated like the Avengers, kind of, except they're like the rulers, and you can't interfere with them. Not at all. Interesting idea. The X-Tracts themselves, in case you're curious though, are comprised of, get this, Evan, of course, Kitty Pryde, Unveil, a version of Apocalypse named Monsieur in Ensemble Noir. We also have iBoy. Yep, he's here. The X-Tracts are only just as miniseries and the one shot that came afterwards, and they don't really do a lot. They do appear in like the Marvel's X-Men book. They're kind of like I think like the main villains. Yeah, like the main villains. It's kind of like where the writers of that book just had it where they kind of spun them off in their own separate book, and they just appear both in Marvel's X-Men and their own book, and they appear Age of X-Men Omega, and that's it. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, this definitely was a very interesting miniseries. I like the Marvel's X-Men. I wasn't really a big fan of that one per se. Not really. I thought it was okay, but the other books have been really good so far. So that's right now. I'm 4 down, about 2 left to go. So, yeah. And it's strange though that they kill off Evan in his miniseries, and he doesn't come back. They declare an apparent death. He's been dead now for 3 years, and there's been no return of the character. As far as I can tell, there's no real reason for this all. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was the reason to kill off a Rupert character. Yeah. He just dies here, and that's it. By the way, his only appearance outside of this miniseries was in a one-shot called Uncanny X-Winter's End, and that was it. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much it when it comes to that character, because I'm looking at basically what he's been in, and I pretty much have covered, and I covered this now. I would probably say, as of right now for Evan, I'm looking at his experiences. I think I pretty much covered mostly everything except for Winter's End. Yeah. With the exception of that one shot, I pretty much have covered virtually everything for the character. Yeah. Until we cover one shots, like that's basically everything for the character. Yeah. Miniseries is pretty good. Good ideas, this one, except it's not really fully fleshed out. I mean, I can't exactly deem anything what's the worst or best of this whole line of A. Jackson's books, but next one I'll basically get the other 2 books, definitely. Along with the final 2 books of, well, another book I'm going to get to in their Comic Corner. But I'm going to give this trade here a 9 out of 10. Okay? So yeah, that's a particular view. Next up, another Comic Corner. That'll be practically it for tonight. Okay? Next video. Bye.